Hello, you guys. Hello. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are done with show week. And this is what I look like. This is what I sound like. Yes, I am sick. We'll get that out of the blue. Get that out of the question box. But I'm okay. I'm home. My goodness. Wow. But if you're new here, my name is Tia B. Stokes. I'm a mother of 5, Major Legend Mays, Taz, and Rose. I'm married to the handsome Andrew Stokes, and 962 days ago, I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. I am currently in remission, and I am living life just as a mom, busy mom, supportive husband, or a supportive wife. That's what I should have said. And a business owner. I'm back dancing. But I want to know what your guys' favorite dances was. Did you guys watch the show? Were you guys able to watch the benefit concerts for Tanya? It was amazing. Truly, truly amazing. So if you have a favorite dance, if you watch the show, I'd love to see it in the comment section or in the chat if you're here right now. Tell me what your favorite dance was. I'd love to see it. And then I'll tell you what my favorite dance was. Tia, that voice tanked after the dance show pretty. I know, it did. It was actually this is a lot better. On Thursday in St. George, I was really sick. You guys, I was so sick. The thing is this, I've been sick for the past probably like 3 months. Like I've had this like cough, just like a little cough. And then I got sick and then it kind of hit me a little harder over Thanksgiving. I got like the fever flu type thing and, achy body. And then I feel like I got a little bit better after Thanksgiving, but I didn't get like all the way better. I just got like a little bit like better. And then come show week, I just tanked. Like I just fell hard. I fell really hard. So that's something that maybe you didn't know if you watched the show. So that's something like what went on behind the scenes is that I got really sick, and I was sick throughout the whole concert. The first show, the first benefit show, I was throwing up because of the cough and I couldn't breathe. When you can't, like I've had this happen before, like when you can't catch your breath, you cough, then you cough so much that you just end up throwing up, right? So every dance I did, I would have a cough attack and it would make me throw up. And now my stomach is to the point where it's like, because I've thrown up so much from coughing, that my stomach is just like, now it's just like a reaction. Like it throws up if I kind of cough or have a little bit of cough. And then, yeah, so it's just like, it was just awful. You guys, you have no idea. If you watch the show from Thursday night in St. George, I don't know if you could tell, but I was just like hammered. And I just kept thinking the whole time I was performing, I just kept thinking, okay, I can do this for Tanya. And I remember there was one time I was so sick backstage. This was years ago, probably like 10 years ago. I was so sick backstage that Andy, and I think I had like the flu, and my body was weak from throwing up. I was barfing. I was not it. And Andy was so sweet. My husband, you guys, he would get me dressed backstage in my costume and then walk me to, like, put on my shoes, put on my clothes, and then he would walk me to the side of the stage, and then he'd push me out on stage because he knew how important it was to me, and I think that's the coolest thing about our marriage. is that we get each other's passions, you know? Like, we get how passionate, like, I get how passionate he is about football because I understand it. And he gets how passionate I am about dancing for a cause and putting on these concerts for people in need. So, I just love that guy. Even though a lot of you think he doesn't like me, he likes me. I believe he likes me. But another thing that happened during the show, you guys, I mean, we had a dancer get sick, a chaos dancer get sick with the flu down in St. George. She came down from up north to perform in St. George, and she ended up getting really sick. So she couldn't perform because she had the flu, she had the fever, she was just really sick. So we ended up having to like change formations on that show. The lighting, the one thing about people think about shows like concert, especially just in ours in particularly, is because we literally do our tech and dress rehearsal the day of the performance. So we get there early. We get there at like 2:45, and we set up the stage. We mark the props. We hang props. We put all of our stuff out. Like we get everything ready, and then we have to try and set the lighting for Calamity and Chaos dances from 3 to 4, like try to do it really fast. And sometimes we don't even I noticed on Thursday while we were going through the show that we didn't even do half of Calamity and Calamity's dances. So that's another thing, is like we missed half of our dances setting lighting and sound for tech rehearsal. So we get there the day of and we run a tech rehearsal for Calamity for like an hour, and we try to do it really fast because the studio kids show up at 4 and they go from 4 to 6. And so we run all their dances and all their lighting, let them run their dance on stage, and everybody just gets to run their dance on stage once because of time. We don't have a lot of time. It's not like we have a lot of time to run things over and over and over and fix it, you know? And then we try to, and then the guest performers come at like around 6:15. So then we run their tech rehearsal, their lighting, their sound. And I think people don't realize that come to the shows that all this stuff happens with volunteers. Like except for the techies. I do pay the techies and the janitors, and I pay for the facility. But everybody that comes to help and serve and dance, they're all volunteers. Like they all are just serving the cause. And another thing people don't realize is that the techies we work with, it's the first time we're meeting. It's the first time we're working together every single concert. So, of course, there's going to be craziness. There's going to be questions. There's going to be, and even in this concert, we had a lot of, not a lot, but in one of our dances, we did like a glow in the dark dance. And so like those type of dances they're not hard, but they're just, you have to go through them slowly so they can get timing for when the lights go out and the black lights go on, and and the flickering of the lights, like it's just a lot of things that you don't see behind the scenes. And I wish I had like a camera crew that got all the behind the scenes of show day, because you'd just be amazed on what actually goes on. I feel like from, the video perspective or from an audience perspective, you just see the show. And so sometimes you get upset if the lights aren't working, or if the sound is too loud, or, or dancers are off, or, oh my gosh, we have to wait in the hallway by the silent auction to go in. Like, people do not get it. They don't get that we literally are putting a show together right before you walk in the doors. So it's not like a typical, normally I feel like other dance studios and stuff, they, they take like a day. We used to do that where we'd have like a day of rehearsal and then we'd come back and do the show the next day. But it just costs so much more money. It ends up costing like $3,000 to put on a show like that. And yeah, the light and everything's a lot better, but it's a lot of money out of the cause's pocket that we take out of, because to pay for everything, we have to like, that's all the money that's coming in. It's not like we're have an extra sponsor that's just sponsoring shows or whatever. So yeah. And then the show up north. So the show down in St. George went great. I was sicker than a dog. I ended up leaving. We made a plan for me to leave right after. So right when we got done with the finale, I just booked it out of there. Usually I stay and help clean up and talk to people, take pictures and stuff like that. But I was just done. I went straight to my brother's house right after and I did a breathing treatment. Max and Sunny, they took care of me. Oh, bless their hearts. Max and Sunny. My brother Max is just, he's amazing. His heart is so big. And he had been sick with the same thing. And so he just took care of me. He just put me on his massage chair, hooked me up to my breathing treatment, did all the things. And yeah, and I also did a breathing treatment before I went to the show. So before I went to the show on Thursday, I got a breathing treatment as well. You guys, I was bad, really, really bad. And then that night, I got some meds in me, went to bed, slept until probably about like 10, I think, on the next day. And then we drove up north and we did it all over again. I canceled practice in the morning with everybody because there were some things that we needed to go over. And we met at the high school early for a little rehearsal before the show started on Saturday. And Saturday was glorious. I felt a lot better. Dr. Josh Arnold came to my rescue, which if you've been here, you know that Josh Arnold is my primary care doctor, who also is my doctor that diagnosed me with leukemia. So he takes care of me so good. Like, if he's awesome. And he called me in some antibiotics right away, got me a chest x-ray, and I was off to the show that day. And so I felt, after I started the antibiotics, I was starting to feel a lot better. And I got on like a higher dose of ibuprofen to help with my lungs, the inflammation. Yeah, it was crazy, guys, but we did it. We did another show, and we did the same thing. We met there early. Calamity and Chaos did their part. We were working with new techies, a new school. Our dancers showed up at 4 o'clock. We did a rehearsal with all the kids, which, you guys, I have to say, I am so, like, I don't know, I shared this on my stories a couple months ago about starting a new business and how, the studio up here has been, and maybe this should be for another vlog, I don't know, but I'm just so proud of my teachers up here and of us. I'm just proud of us up here because we started a new studio right before I got diagnosed. And it's been hard. Like, it's been hard to get kids and students at the studio because it's different. We dance for a cause. There's no trophies, there's no competitions, there's no glitz or glamour. It's just, we dance for a cause, and that's our mission. And that's what we want to teach dancers, to develop their talents, but to use it for something bigger than just themselves. And it's been hard, but this concert, you guys, this is the most dancers we've ever had at the vault up here in Orem. Paying. And that's a big deal because it's a business and we have to pay for the bills. And I think I've talked about this before on here about my St. George studio paying for my Orem studio and how, hard that is for me and how it feels. But I finally feel like we're going to be able to, hopefully, if kids keep coming back and we keep growing, that we'll be able to pay our own bills. I'm just so grateful and so blessed. The Lord is good. And my mom used to always say, tell me, Tia, if you build it, they will come. And I believe her. She's right. So we had about, I want to say we have close to 50 kids at the vault in Orem, which is freaking amazing. And my goal was this semester, my goal was 40, to have 40 kids at the vault this semester. And yeah, I just so proud of all of them. Anyways, they all killed it. We ended up, this was another behind the scenes thing. We had our dancer that was in our jazz dance up here. She was really sick, so she wasn't able to come. And there's like a lift in that dance, and it needed one more person. So my sweet dancer Macy from Calamity, she's one of my good friends too. She jumped in and learned the dance last minute, like an hour before the show. She was like, Tia, you need me to do it? I will do it. I'll do it for you. And I didn't make her do it, but she killed it, you guys. She learned that jazz number. If you guys saw the jazz number at the show where they were in the maroon dresses, she learned it an hour before the show and she performed it and she killed it. I was so proud of her and proud of all those dancers because they came together and worked together and, they really just pulled as a team, and I love that. And then we had a lot of chaos dancers from St. George not show up, which I did not know that was happening. So that was something that was a big change right before showtime. So we had to change a lot of formations for the chaos dancers. Those poor chaos dancers, they had to change so much, but they killed it. I was so proud of them. Especially because they're all new. Like, they're new to the Dance for a Cause thing. They've all been here maybe a year at the most. And so it was really cool to watch them just gravitate and pull together and stay positive, and a lot of we got this in the mix, but they killed it. I was so proud of them. What else happened? Oh, so many tender mercies though. So while I was thinking of, I was trying to think of people to help for the silent auction and bake sale that we always do. And I could not find anyone. Nobody was volunteering. Nobody was saying I could do it. And usually we ask the dance parents if they could help out, and I wasn't getting any feedback. And so I went to church and I was thinking, I'm like, should I just cancel it, Heavenly Father? You got to direct me to somebody that can help, because I'm just going to cancel this if I can't find anybody. I'm not going to stress myself out. And I was sitting in church and I thought, Kathy Rayleigh. And that is my boy's 6th grade teacher at Edgemont High School. Elementary school, Edgemont School, yeah. And she is amazing. She's become one of my really good friends. So sweet. She takes care of our family. She loves our family, and we love her so much. So I text her, and I was like, all right, if this is it, Heavenly Father, then I'm going to ask her. So I text her, and she said yes. She said yes, she would do it. She hadn't done it before, but she would help me out because she loves us, and she would do it. And it was an answer to my prayers. Apparently, Heavenly Father and my mom wanted me to have the silent auction and bake sale in Orem. So she volunteered. Well, I asked her. And then I had another mom reach out and say, Tia, that same week, I'm going to help however I can. Can I help with the silent auction and bake sale? And she was a miracle. And then on top of that, after the show on Thursday, Amanda Rains, she's one of my very, 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 very best friends. She's been with me doing the Vault big silent auction for the last, I don't know, years. She always runs them in St. George. She texted me after the show on Thursday and she said, Tia, me and Antonio, that's her son, are coming up for the show on Saturday. We're going to help do the silent auction and bake sale. And I just cried, you guys. I just sobbed because I just knew that that was like a lot of my stress because I was going to have to go and find time to go and show the people what to do out there, out in the silent auction and bake sale, the new people, because they hadn't done it before. And it was just such a blessing and such an answer to my prayers that I just was so, so grateful. I will so grateful for Amanda Rains and for her willingness, and Antonio for coming. I'm truly grateful. Another, what, I can't remember what I titled this video, what went on behind the scenes or something, or whatever. But a big moment at the Orem show, not only you guys, we packed the house. This was also the first show up here that we packed the house. We had people sitting in all the seats and then all in the back on one side. It's a huge auditorium. It's huge. But there were so many people that came and my heart was full. And as I was dancing, I looked out in the audience and I saw my family. I saw my auntie, my aunties, my uncle, my cousins, and I just started bawling because I could just feel their love. I could feel their support, and it was just a little bit of my mom and dad. Like I could feel my mom and dad there, and their spirit was so strong. And I think that's like the biggest reason why, like one of the biggest reasons why I love doing these concerts, especially now, is because I get to feel my parents. And I miss them so much. I miss them. I miss my parents so much. So I love feeling them at all these shows. But there's so many great things and so many great people that I'm just so grateful for. And another special moment was we had some of my past Calamity dancers that were on Calamity when I first started. They came back and spoke to the team, and it was just amazing, like to hear their stories and to hear how Calamity came to be and their experience. And oh man, just so many great people. My family stepping in, it was so, and that was another thing at the St. George show we had my family, we were doing a family dance number, and a lot of our family members didn't show up because of the sickness. They were all sick. And so we just, like, whoever was there, we just jumped right on stage and we just did the dance. And it was so fun dancing with my brothers and my sister-in-law and my nieces and nephews, and just so many beautiful moments that you just can't deny the Lord's hand, like when so many, and honestly, like the show week, there were so many stones being thrown at during show week. It just felt like I just wanted to quit because it was just like one bad text after the next, and things I wasn't doing right, and people telling me that I'm this and I'm that, and it just seems like everything was, like I just couldn't do anything right. So I was doing everything wrong. But I remember my parents always saying, like, when bad things are happening like that, it just means that you're doing the right thing. That adversity is going to come at you when something great is going to happen. And when when good things are happening, Satan's going to work really, really hard on you. And I just kept remembering that, and I just kept holding on to that the whole week. When one next bad thing would happen, the next bad thing would happen. So just remember that when life feels really hard and heavy and one bad thing to the next bad thing, just know that something really, really beautiful is going to happen. And something beautiful did happen. Together with both of our communities in St. George and in Orem, with all of you guys that came together, and all of our family and friends and community, we raised $42,000. You guys, that is the most we've ever raised for a cause. The most. $42,000 for Tanya. There's the beautiful blessing in it all. So all the hards, all the people telling me I suck at life. I'm the worst coach ever. I do things wrong. I mean, the sicknesses, getting sick after sick after sick. It was all worth it. All worth it. And just so grateful for all of you, and grateful for this opportunity that I have to do this dance for a cause mission, and that the Lord has entrusted me. I feel very grateful. And to do it with my family, watching my kids up there, oh, the best. Watching my boys just grow and shine. My little girl, oh, it was amazing. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your prayers. I love you guys. Aloha means hello, goodbye, and I love you. And I'll leave you with a prayer. Our dear Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this day. We're grateful for all our many blessings. Please bless us that we can be able to be healthy and strong, that we be able to fight any sicknesses that we have. Bless our family members. Bless Tanya as she's recovering, that she can be strong. And the Copeland family, we are grateful for all that we have. Please help us to be more like Thee, and to find those to serve around us. We love Thee, and we ask for Thee to heal us, and I'm grateful for everything. Say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. I almost dropped you guys. Okay, guys, I love you. God bless you all. Aloha means hello, goodbye, and I love you.